As you can see, it's a lovely day in paradise today. The snow's still coming down. We've got this for the next few days evidently, so I'm going to pop on the radio and see who's about.
You've got the Zebra on channel. Break, James. Right, okay. Yeah, the break for me. Stand by a second. Alan, could you just tell Flight that? I assume it's a Tango Echo member. 127 was that? Affirmative, yeah. Tango Echo 127, the Zebra. Roger, roger. Okay. I'm struggling a little bit with them. We'll find out where they are. Yeah, the break, go ahead. Superb, Dick, that's good. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure they'll be well pleased with that. Yeah, you're making the trip there, Alan, and Tango Echo 127 down to New Old Romney. So that's good. And we've also got Hastings on as well at the moment, so that'll be interesting. Whereabouts are you, Tango Echo 127? Go ahead. Yeah, I'm in Eastwood, Leon Sea there, Blake. Is that near Leon Sea, yeah? Yeah, Leon Sea, Eastwood. Obviously on the side of the river. Only probably,
That's the same guy from the net the other night.
Yeah, copy that. And what's the name? Yeah, name is Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, Paul. Could you tell me how I'm getting across to you, please? Yeah, you're not much signal. You're probably at 4 and 3, radio 4, signal 3. Very, very quiet though, very quiet in the, and we're located on the other side of Rochester, on the River Medway, going towards Maidstone there, go ahead.
Break.
Okay, lovely, there's QSKs coming in from all sides. So I'll pass it back to you, I don't know, there's quite a lot to bring in there. I heard one local to me as well. Yeah, no problem at all there, Paul, no problem at all. Right, the break, go ahead. You sound quite a lot off frequency, but try.
Alright, James, it's Mark over at Shepherd.
Hello, mate. No problem at all, you're very off frequency. I don't quite know where you're at there, Mark, but something doesn't sound quite right. I can hear you without any problem, but it sounds wrong. So yeah, maybe let's need to have a look at that. What's the call sign, Gabe?
Yes, Charlie Tango 2036. I'm just sort of tweaking about with the radio at the moment. I've had a problem with it, so it's probably still not fixed.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound fixed. I can work out what you're saying, 2036, no problem, but it's, yeah, something's a bit bizarre. Okay, no problem at all. Well, you're number 14 on the list, Mark. We've got quite a few stations out there dotted about, some over there in Essex, some down on the south coast, so yeah, it's all good. Right, let's see if there's anyone else that wants to join the Sunday morning net. This is Juliet Sierra 07, listening for any calls, QRZ.
Right.
No, nothing heard. Right, Keith, Charlie Tango 069. Your turn, please.
Okay, Jake. Well, it's nice to hear a lot of stations on here, so good morning, gentlemen, whoever can hear me. I'll try to go down the list here. I'm hearing Ron. He's giving me a good signal time, but the audio's about 3. Unfortunately, Dick, I can't hear at all. There you go, that's that. Pete, strangely enough, though, he's clicking a bit on his audio. To me, anyway, it's giving me a good 5 and 9. Robin, I think he's at Tenderden, or somewhere around there. I can't hear at all. Young Max over there in San Bernardino, he's 5 and 5, 5 and 6. Tony, I believe he said Tony's South Endway, I believe, I'm not sure, but Tony is my ship. He's coming in about 3, but very, very quiet audio. John, of course, he's 5 and 5 to me. Vince, I can't hear. Adam, I can you, Adam, you're struggling in there, but give me a good signal 4, I suppose, but the audio's a little bit low to me, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Rob, I'm not sure where Rob is, but he's absolutely 0 to me. Paul Allen, he's 5 and 9, no problem. Paul's about 4 and 3, and Mark I can't hear, so yeah, it's a lot better than normal there, James, I must admit. They're starting to creep in there. It's nice to hear there's, double numbers, Sooner or later, mate, there'll be 20 plus here, hopefully. Anyway, there you go, James. I'll pass it back to you, mate, because I know it's going to be a busy one, so we'll be back on the side there, James. Back to you, Juliet Sierra. 07 from Charlie Tango 069. Back to you, James.
Yeah, Juliet Sierra 07 returning. Yeah, all copy, Keith. Yeah, thanks for that, no problem at all. And yeah, Pete's audio was creeping slightly to me. Did forget to mention that. So don't know if you're driving the mic a bit hard there, Pete. So yeah, maybe have a look at that on the next over. Right, 1 Oscar Tango 01. Are you still listening by? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just been having a little tune around a bit. I can hear Keith. I can hear lots of very faint organic Exeter, Guy Hastings, the guy in Sheffield, Omar, I can definitely, and a couple of the newer ones, over listed. They're all back in pocket, mate. Well, we've got this problem with Chris.
All copied. Just something to note, when you're investigating. Rob out there suffered from a lot of noise. He's just changed antennas. He's just put up a Game Master, and so far he's quite improved with the impressed with the improvement it's made on his noise level. So that's maybe something worth thinking about there, Ron. But thanks for the reports, and yeah, no problem. We won't call you back on the next over, and have a chat to your son. Right, Charlie Tango 3855, on to you, Pete.
Charlie Tango 3855. Okay, James, cheers. I've moved away from the mic a bit, mate, and I've also turned the mic.
Right, I think I'm going to have to duck out on this. I need to get this. Well, following the disaster that was our attempt to get on that network there, it means the Royce, although transmitting and that, isn't fixed. So what I do have is I have the full alignment instructions and the adjustment points all here. So I'm going to run through a full realignment on the thing and see if I can find out where I'm off frequency. But this is just going from bad to worse. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the 10.24 megahertz crystal, and then we're going to check what frequency it's on for AM, upper sideband and lower sideband, and see if that's where we're out. So let me get set up to do that. Right, so as you can see, we've got 10.23997. That should be 10.24000. So it's only practically a slightly bit out. So the 10.24 there looks good. So let me just reach around and grab the sheet. So that's on AM. So if we go to upper sideband, we should have 10.2415. So we're a tiny bit down there, and lower sideband we should have 10.2385. That's 10.2385. That's bang on. So sideband should be 24150, and we've got 46, and AM should be 10.240. So with it on AM, you adjust CT1 for 10.240 megahertz, and with it on upper sideband, you adjust CT3 for 10.42415. So let me quickly carry out those adjustments off camera, and then I'll come back and show you how we got it on frequency. Okay, so after a bit of faffing about, we've got that one spot on, that one spot on, and that one spot on. Right, so that's the 10.24 megahertz one set up. So the next one we're going to look at now is we're going to look at input the frequency counter through TP4 Q9 emitter, channel 19, lower sideband and upper sideband. We're going to adjust them for lower sideband for 9.7875 megahertz and upper sideband for 9.7825 megahertz, and see what we got there. Let me get set up and find where Q9 is and where the emitter is on that transistor. Okay, so the next thing involves us putting the input of the oscilloscope to TP7, test point 7, which is coil T5 secondary, and then we've got to adjust for maximum RF. So let me get the oscilloscope set up. Hope you can see the trace there. And if I connect onto here, we get a peak. Let's see what we get. I've got to find it in there. I think it's there. Yep. Right, I'll adjust T5 and we'll see if we can max this out. Oh, wrong way. Well, we made a gain there. We definitely got a bit of a peak on that. So that's good. Right, that bit's done. We're now going to do the 9 megahertz part. Right, I've rigged up a bit better lighting so we can see what's going on. And Q9, which we're trying to do, is just here. And it's just to the left of the two crystals sitting here with the two trimmers in front of him. And the emitter of Q9 is, as the transistor is facing you, it's the very left hand leg. So I can actually do this adjustment from the top. So let me get the probe of the frequency counter in there, and then we'll see what it's reading before we adjust it. So on upper sideband we should be reading 9.7825, and we've got 9.78249, so we're just slightly out there by a tiny amount. And on lower sideband it should be 9.78750, I believe, which is bang on. So I'm just going to give upper sideband a little tweak just to get that bang on 2.5 from 2.49, so it's 2.50, and we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so I've managed to get back in there. I've got 9.78250 and 9.78750, which is exactly what I want. 7875 and 7825. Perfect. Right, our work on that is done. On to the next thing. So far we haven't really found anything that's really off frequency. So the next thing we've got to do is we've got to put it on channel 1 AM, and in receive we've got to put the input of my multimeter to test point 1, which is this post that's standing up here, which my probe is just, so it's labelled on the board TP1, and we've got to adjust L10 for 2 volts. So let's see what we've got. This is the PLL voltage. Now just off camera there you can see I've got 2.06, so it's near enough, but I will probably just make a slight tweak. Well, we've got to do the same thing on channel 40. If I just change to there, in theory we've got to have 3.52 volts. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got 3.32, so we're a tiny bit over on channel 1 and a tiny bit under on channel 40, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's pretty much spot on, I would think. Right, so okay, so in receive we've got the 2.07. Now if we go into transmit at the same point, we should have 1.3 volts on channel 1 and 2.12 volts approximately on channel 40. So I'm on channel 1 now. So I'm going to go into transmit. Let's see if we've got 1.3 volts. We've got 2.3 volts. So that's completely different. Oh, hang on. I'm not on AM. That's why. Oh, no. I was on the wrong thing. Let's try it again. Ah, that's better. I was on upper sideband. Right, so that's gone down to 1.3. And we've got 1.47. If we go to channel 40, we should have approximately 2.12 volts. We got 2.27, so that's fine as well. So at the moment I'm not finding anything off frequency. The only other thing I've done to this radio is I've been doing recapping as I've been going, but that wouldn't knock me off frequency. So right, the next thing, input a frequency counter to TP5 L10 secondary, and on channel 1 AM we should have 17.180 megahertz, and then we've got to check all channels with the truth chart. So let me get set up for that. Okay, so I've got the frequency counter on pin 9 of IC3, which is the output from the VCO. Now, if on channel 1 mid-band, if I go into transmit, I'm kicking out 26.96516 for channel 1, which is practically bang on. We go to channel 40, 27.40516, so the output frequency is practically bang on. Now we was on channel 25, I believe, on that network. So let's have a look what's on there and see what we get. Oh, this thing just keeps slipping off. Right. So channel 25 should be 27245, which it is. I'm practically bang on frequency. Right, so let's come up onto the sideband, go up a frequency, go up to channel 12, go to USB. Let's see if we can see what we're kicking out of there. Whoa! Now, that appears a bit off frequency. I don't know why I'm booting out. Let me just try an AM. Yeah, so that's bang on AM, but I can't put out anything on sideband. That's a bit weird. One, two. We seem very off frequency there. Hi all. Right, well I brought the Royce indoors. I thought I'd have a go at setting the AALC and the final bias. It was a bit warmer in here. And yeah, things are just going from bad to worse. Obviously I couldn't get on the network. I thought that was all it was, give it an alignment, hopefully I'll be up and running, but no. Now I'm just turned the radio on and I've got smoke bellowing out of this far corner here. And in addition to that as well, I get smoke bellowing out of the power pack. So I quickly turned it all off and I've had a quick look into it, and look what I found here. Here's the power pack. Turn it on and note the reading. Oh, hang on, let me just turn it on. Right, ready? Look at that, 26.8 volts coming out of the power pack. And that has gone directly into the radio, so no wonder there was smoke. So I'm done. I've had enough of this today. I need to get away from the radio. It's just, yeah, I need a break. I'm off down to the beach. I'm going to go for a walk. clear my head.
Well, I've got away from the CB. I've come down to the beach for a walk. I'm going to clear my head, and then I'm going to come up with a plan of attack. But it just seems to be one step after another at the minute, backwards. If I can get this blooming thing sorted, well, I've gone from having a up and running rig to just one disaster after another at the moment. So, oh well, life throws these challenges at you. So we'll get there.